Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Big Mike back here with you once again. And today I am bringing you my rankings of all 23 MCU films from Phase 1 to Phase 3. So let's get it started and kicked off with number 23, Iron Man 2. Now, my main kind of issue with Iron Man 2 is Mickey Rourke and his character as Whiplash, but I'd say that's not really the movie's fault. That's more of the comic books because, spoiler alert, Iron Man's villains are kind of lame. So, that's my only reason this is ranked so low. Actors are fine and good. I do like the guy who plays Justin Hammer. He's entertaining. But it's not enough to help this film. Number 22, Thor, The Dark World. Now, my main issue with this movie is, it's kind of a two-parter in that Malekith, who was meant to be the main villain of this, for the most part, his stuff is put to the side for more Loki. Don't get me wrong, I like Loki. Love Tom Holland as Hiddleston as Loki. I think it's time to bring a new villain in, and Malekith was cool. Plus, the actor needed to learn a brand new language just to play this character. So, that's kind of unfair. My other kind of issue is Jane Foster's Natalie Portman somehow getting an Infinity Stone at the end of the day. But, either way, it was an alright film. Not really super into it at the end of the day, but to each their own. 21. The Incredible Hulk. Now, the main reason this is here is because the Hulk kind of feels like a redheaded stepchild. Like, the main reason there hasn't been another solo Hulk movie is mostly because Universal owns those rights, and they would have to make the movie. So, whatever. Hopefully in the future we'll get like a Hulk versus Wolverine movie, but we'll see. Number 20, Iron Man Trace. Iron Man 3 is definitely an exciting movie, and we do have Tony Stark more reacting to the events of the Avengers because, he's a tin man in a suit and went through a wormhole, which is why he kind of has a PTSD in this movie, which I do like. My main issue, and it's not what you think because I'm okay with the Mandarin twist, it's that end of the day, Tony destroys all of his suits. Then by Age of Ultron, he has a new suit. So, I just like an explanation of where the heck he got that. And if he just made it overnight to hang out with the Avengers while they were hunting Hydra. So, that's my main reason for not liking it. Number 19. Captain America, the First Avenger. Now, this is just my personal opinion on it. We didn't really need to see Cap traipsing around World War II. I get it was important to set up his character because not a lot of people before this movie have even heard of Captain America. But maybe I was more excited to see more modern Captain America dealing with modern governmental issues, which we do see later. So, I'll get to that. Number 18, Age of Ultron. Now, I will give credit where credit is due. James Spader did a great job on Ultron's voice. However, I feel like this was a very filler movie. So that's just kind of how it felt for me. Like, you did have the Ultron stuff, but then during Thor's, secondary journey or whatever you want to call it, they're like, oh, but here's Thanos, and now he knows about the stones and yada yada. So this movie really didn't matter, but I am also glad to see Ultron on the big screen. Hopefully we'll see him come back someday. Number 17. The original Thor. Don't get me wrong, I do like this movie, yet again, but it just kind of slipped. My main kind of issue with it is how much time Thor himself spends on Earth, which is like, I think, more than half of the movie. Which, it does make sense, but I was kind of hoping for a little more Thor action. But that's just me. Number 16. Ant-Man and the Wasp. Glad to see Wasp on screen. The shrinking effects, of course, are freaking phenomenal. My main issue is that it feels kind of overlooked. And it's a little too funny. I mean, there is some dramatic aspects, especially with the villain of the piece. But it's an understandable villain. Like, you get the motivations, you get why Ghost is doing this. But all in all, it ranks kind of low for me. There wasn't really any real stakes involved. And also the no explanation of how Janet Van Dyne survived in the quantum realm for as long as she did without food and water is just like, it kind of brings it down for me a little bit. Number 15, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. My main issue with this is I had a little bit higher expectations for this one. It did deliver on some, including an unexpected sacrifice by Yondu. But ultimately, this one was just a little weird to me. But hopefully we get on track with the third one. Number 14, Captain Marvel. I did enjoy Captain Marvel for what it was. Its main two issues is that it's a little too in your face with like the girl power stuff, which, it's fine. It's your first female-led superhero film, and you want to make sure the women have someone to root for, which is great. That's fine. But it's a little too in your face about it. My other issue with it is the Nick Fury eye thing, in that he got it scratched out by a cat. I mean, I know it's an alien cat, but it's still a cat. So, that just felt very weird and very not Nick Fury. Like, it was meant to be this big serious mystery, and it ended up as a joke. So, whatever. I still had fun with it, though. Number 13, the original Ant-Man. I love a good heist movie as much as the next guy, and this, at least at the start, 100% heist movie. Like, you got the crew coming together, you got them setting up the plan, training montage. All good. My only real issue is that during some serious stuff, it's always followed up by humor, which, although I will say I do like Michael Pena's character. That was spot on. And a lot needed comic relief. Alright, number 12. Doctor Strange. A very strange individual. I had some very low hopes for Benedict Cumberbatch in this role because it reminds me of his role as Khan in Star Trek Into Darkness, and it felt like maybe he was going to phone in another role, which I'm glad he didn't. He was all in on this, and it looked like he had a really good time. My main kind of issue is not really how Dormammu was defeated, but no, that's not even an issue. I liked that. But yeah, my main kind of issue is I don't really have that big of an issue with this movie, actually. Excuse me. But I will say it does kind of feel like filler just to introduce him, but I feel like it was very effective at introducing this character. Number 11, Spider-Man Homecoming. Spider-Man. As much as all you guys know, I am a big Spider-Man fanatic. When I heard he was going to be introduced in the MCU, I was hyped as hell. And I do like his character. I like Michael Keaton as the Vulture. You also have here on the side Scorpion waiting in the wings, which is awesome. So a lot is set up. My main issue is that Miles Morales, even though not mentioned by name, is also teased. I would have liked maybe a little mention of Miles somewhere. But, oh well. Number 10, Spider-Man Far From Home. Don't yet have that Blu-ray. I will work on it. I feel like this ranks a little higher than Homecoming because A, they did a bang-up job with Mysterio. Even though I kind of saw the heel turn coming. But I feel like that movie painted Mysterio great. You had a good reveal of Nick Fury and if he's actually on Earth or not. Yeah, spoiler alert, he isn't. And of course, the reintroduction of J.K. Simmons as J. Jonah Jameson. As soon as that end credit scene hit, I was like a little fangirl. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie at all. No real issue with this one. Just kind of felt like the original Ant-Man that... Yeah, I'm not even gonna say that. No real issues here. Alright, number 9. Thor Ragnarok. No, I'm not going to say it's Thor's first really great movie. His other two movies were pretty good, but I feel like this was Hemsworth and company at his best. Plus, it was also kind of a fish out of water story for Thor. It was something different and maybe something a little much needed. Also, Korg, great, side character. Hopefully they do something big with Korg in the next couple movies or so. Number 8. Bum, bum, bum. The original Avengers movie. I was really hyped in the theaters for this one. As compared to some other Avengers movie, maybe not as big and epic, but it was the first step of something even bigger. And I still love watching it. It's still a great movie with some great moments. And finally, the Avengers all together fighting to protect us meager humans. Number 7, the original Guardians of the Galaxy. Now, I'm going to say this. I didn't really have any expectations of what was going on here. Because this version of Guardians, I didn't really know about. So, and I feel like it over-delivered. The characters were cool and funny. Not always good. In saying that they're not really good guys, which is kind of different, which is great. And of course, the coup de grace, damn good soundtrack. You go listen to that soundtrack again, I'm certain you guys will be dancing in the streets. So, that's a big one. Number 6, Iron Man. The movie that started it all. No real big issues with this one, but my big thing is I mean, it's definitely not a perfect movie, but I can't really pick out really specific bad things from this. Teased the Mandarin, teased a couple other things. It was cool. Hell, even kind of had a mention of the X-Men, which is pretty neat. So, no real issues. Number 5, Black Panther. Oh, I was so hyped for this movie. Solo Black Panther picture. And it delivered. My only real issue, and this is kind of nitpicky, I know, the CGI at the end between Killmonger and Black T'Challa, it was a little bit noticeable, but I let it slide because, like, that great moment right at the end, that was kind of heartbreaking. Kind of made me feel for the villain a little bit. A little bit. Alright, maybe a little bit more than that, but you get the idea. Number 4, Captain America Winter Soldier. Now, when I heard Winter Soldier, I thought, alright, we're going to see Bucky, we're going to see what he's been up to. Like, I did not expect Hydra, though. And if you say, oh, I saw Hydra coming. Did you? Did you really? Because I don't think you did. Still, great fun little espionage movie. Finally got to see Cap dealing with modern government. So, that was pretty fun. Alright, number 3. Captain America, Civil War. The airport scene is must-watch to me. And then you got the introductions of both Black Panther and Spider-Man. So that was pretty hyped. And it really... what it really did really well is paint both pictures of both sides of this issue in a way where you can't really pick. You don't know whose side you're really going to be on. In the comic, it was a little bit bigger, but I'm kind of glad it's smaller scale in here. Just because it didn't really need to be that huge scale. Especially if other heroes that the Avengers don't really know about, like Daredevil and all of them. So, I'm definitely kind of glad for a smaller story with Civil War. Alright, now, I bet you guys know my top 2. Question is, where do they rank? So, I'm going to say this right now. Number 2, Avengers Infinity War. This movie, it was near perfect. My only real issue with it is that there were still some characters missing. Like, well, the main one was Lady Sif. So, hopefully we see her back one day. And, and the Black Order was kind of weak too. Like, Thanos' other children, besides Gamora and Nebula. I feel like they didn't as much of a threat Thanos was, and he absolutely was a big threat. The Black Order really wasn't. I was very surprised when Thanos actually did the deed in this movie, and I did not see that coming. Like, I thought he'd just have the couple of stones, and then the Soul Stone would be revealed in the next movie. Nope, he grabbed the Soul Stone, then he grabbed Vision's Mind Stone, and the snap happened. And, like, that's the first real time any of these movies filled me with despair and ended just the same. Now, obviously, after thinking about it, yeah, those who are snapped are probably coming back because more than likely they're going to continue with these. But in the moment, I was shocked. Which leads to my number one. Avengers Endgame. And just the moments in there are so good. Like, my only issue really is that it was kind of super convenient that Black Widow and Hawkeye went to the planet with the Soul Stone where you had to sacrifice something you loved. So, that was a little convenient, but... And it didn't really explain time travel that great in this universe, but I'm going to let it slide because of two moments. Cap picking up Mjolnir right before the big end battle. And that big end battle. Cinematic God work. Like, that's all I can say about that. Just Cap standing with all the heroes who fell and got reconstituted. Them coming through the portals and ending and starting the charge after one simple phrase. A phrase I've been waiting to hear for years. Avengers, assemble. What a moment, what a movie, and that will be it. That is my rankings for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I think starting next phase, I'm going to try to incorporate both the movies and the Netflix shows. Disney Plus shows. And I'll start the rankings anew because I think this is my final rankings video for these movies. And I'll start anew with Phase 4, just like how Phase 4 is a new start. So that's it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave your rankings where I can see them, whether it be Twitter, Facebook, right under this video. And I hope you have a good one. Peace.